Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Valente Chrissy, and if you are new on this channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I highly appreciate you. I am shooting with baby today, so yeah, we've been struggling to sleep, so I was like, okay, why not put baby on my arm and just shoot the video, because clearly I'll never do it. Yeah, as you can see with the title of this video, I will be talking about my pregnancy journey, what went down from my first trimester to my third trimester, and my experiences and everything that I would like to cover. If you're watching this video, I urge you to please do like this video so that YouTube can push my video to get more views. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Please do share this video with your friends, and also tell your friends that Mbalendle has a channel. So guys, I wish someone had told me how pregnancy looks like. You know, I feel like women are not talking about pregnancy as it is, and of which I understand, because you know, once you are pregnant, your journey is different, and once you pass a certain stage on your pregnancy, or once you give birth, you literally forget about a lot of things that happened. Not everyone forgets, but it's like, oh, okay, it's like you had a flu and then the flu is gone. So yeah, so I found out that I was pregnant in October. If you can watch my previous videos, I spoke about early signs of pregnancy. I spoke about how I found out I was pregnant. Yeah, so I found out that I was pregnant in October. So finding out, we were excited, shocked at the same time. Okay, the first thing that happened to me was I became a mom. I'm not gonna lie. Like, from the day I found out that I was pregnant, my mind transitioned to be a mom. Of which was great for me, because I didn't know what was gonna happen or what was waiting for me in terms of experiences. So preparing myself was it sinking into me that, okay, now you're a parent. Yes, you are expecting, but you are a parent. I don't know if it happens to all of the moms, or it doesn't happen like immediately to other moms, but for me, guys, same day I felt like, okay, now it is what it is, right? So we found out that you're pregnant. The first thing that I did was to book an appointment with a GP, and we went to a GP, and the GP confirmed that we were pregnant. And it was very early. I was 4 weeks pregnant, because I went there in October, on the month where I found out that I was pregnant. So I was 4 weeks, and then the doctor said that it's still early to pick up the heartbeats or to detect if the pregnancy is fine, and I should come back in 8 weeks time. So in November, we booked with the gyne. The gyne is a lady who used to visit the GP. So we booked with her. We went there at 8 weeks one day. That is where we were able to do scan, and trust me, that moment you feel like, oh God. That moment you see the heartbeats. Yes, you can't see much because the baby's like small. So we couldn't see much, but the heartbeats and the fact that the baby was sitting in the right place, and there was a progress in terms of pregnancy. We were excited, we were okay. On the 6th week, that is where I started feeling nauseous. You guys, that feeling is strange, and it's not nice. I'm not gonna lie. Being nauseous is not nice. I was not vomiting at the time. At first, what I was craving was everything chili. I remember that in one of the Sundays we went to Barcelos in 4 ways, because I was craving chicken, and I was craving extra hearts of chicken. And another thing I was eating in that period, it was wings, hot wings from Chicken Licken. Anything that was chili, guys, I was obsessed, right? Okay, so there was from the 4th week when I found out that I was pregnant until the 6th week. So on the 6th week, I started feeling nauseous, and I started disliking a lot of food. Like anything that was sweet, I didn't like it. and anything there was like oily stew, like normal food that you eat every day. I hated it, and I started eating weird things. I remember that mango was one thing that I enjoyed at the time, and another thing I was eating like a rice and a raw tomato with salt because of how I was feeling. And when it comes to work, I was still able to go to work, I was still able to function and to work like normal. And the only thing that I noticed as well was that I was very emotional. Like everything, you'll say something small and I'll start feeling like emotional. So come ninth week, that is where I experienced my first vomit. It happened when I was at work. I remember that it was in the morning, and I had my breakfast at home, which was rice and raw tomato. And when I got to work, I started working, and around 11-ish, I started feeling more nauseous to a point that I couldn't control it. And the next thing, I was running to the bathroom to vomit. And the cleaner at work saw that I was vomiting, and she was like, "No, it's fine, I'll clean up for you. Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm fine." Well, I knew that I was pregnant, and she was like, "Oh, maybe it's because it's like summer and yeah, unenyongo, or maybe when you're on holidays, you should drink something to take out inyongo out." I was like, "Only if you know that I'm pregnant." Yeah. So yeah, from 9th week, guys, that is where like hectic morning sickness started. I was vomiting from the morning, from the time I wake up until I sleep. So what I did is that the GP recommended that I start taking preg omegas. I started my preg omegas at 4 weeks. So I was able to drink preg omegas, and I was drinking them like at night, like all 3 of them at night. So yeah, from the 9th week, I started vomiting like non-stop. It was so difficult. It was so hectic, and it was December time. December is hot. And the thing is that at work, there's like a lot of aircons. It was very like cool, but still, the way I was feeling, I was going to the bathroom, guys, every second because of how I was feeling. And I was vomiting to a point that I was so dehydrated. I'll vomit water. If I eat apple, I'll vomit apple. Everything that I was eating, I was vomiting. That happened until the 12th week. So on the 12th week, because I was still hiding it at work to my colleagues and to my boss, I hadn't told them at that time. So I was like, you know what, because it was in December and a lot of people, they'll be absent, and some colleagues won't be at work because of leave, and you find that we are short-staffed, and I'm here like going out to the bathroom every second. I was like, you know what, let me tell my boss that I'm pregnant. I told her, that was the last week before we close for December holidays. I told her that I'm pregnant, and she was very supportive, I'm not gonna lie, and she did ask me what they can do to make it better. And I was like, you know what, I told her how I was feeling at the time, and that if she sees me going out a lot because I vomit a lot and I need to be in the bathroom all the time. So she was like, okay, fine. And then she did ask me if she should tell the team. I was like, no, let's wait for now, and then we can do that on the 2nd trimester. After that, I went home for Christmas. I went home, guys. I remember that I bought like a pack of oranges. I was watching TikTok or YouTube, and then someone was saying that in order for you to stop the vomit, you need to like eat the skin of the orange. So I bought oranges, prepared to go home, and it worked. It really worked, because I remember the only time I vomited was on the stop. I think it was in Harrismith. That is where I pushed the vomit, because I was like, if I don't, what if I get more nauseous and then I start vomit? So yeah, I was able to travel and go home. So when I went home, immediately when I arrived in Durban, I started vomiting again. Yeah, it was hectic, guys. And at that time, I was not able to cook. I was not able to eat a lot of things. And also I used to survive with like amaheu, because amaheu, they are like watery. It was easy for me to vomit amaheu like anyway, like yeah. And I used to vomit like even on the streets. The minute I get out of the taxi, I'll start vomiting. So yeah, as I said, at the time, the only thing that I was able to eat, it was like fruit. I could eat fruit. And when it comes to like liquid, it was maheu and water, but it will still come out. So when I got home, we had to travel to the farm. So the following day, I and my younger brother, we traveled to the farm. Guys, let me tell you, I don't know whether it's the fresh air from the farm and the fact that there's not like a lot of people, a lot of houses, and a lot of cars. I felt so good. It was like, okay, I felt the fresh air. I was able to eat. I was able to drink water. I had bought like myself a still water. I was able to drink water, and yeah, it felt so good. And to my mind, I thought maybe just because I'm approaching second trimester, maybe all these morning sicknesses have stopped, which was not the case. So I spent a few days in the farm. I was able to cook. I prepared like Christmas meal for them. It was nice, and I was feeling way better than before. So yeah, I spent a few days in the farm. I came back to Durban, and when I came back to Durban, it started again, guys. It started again. I think we came back on the 29th of December, and I think I was about 12 weeks at the time, 12 to 13 weeks, because I was approaching my second trimester. Yeah, the complications started. So in one of the days, or on the following day after we came back, I went to the bathroom and I realized that I had a blood spot on my panties, and I started panicking. The first person that I called was my partner, and I told him that, okay, I saw a blood in my urine. And he was like, go to the hospital now. I was like, no, because there's this thing with me. I used to hate hospital, guys, especially public hospitals. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So what I did was I went to Scala. If you stay in Durban, you know Scala Pharmacy. They do a scan there. I went to Scala because it was just like a spotting. You know when you wipe yourself and then you see like blood, right? I went to Scala and I did a scan. Baby was fine. Baby was moving fine. Heartbeat was beating fine. Yeah, and the lady told me that it really does happen that you experience spotting. That is part of the hormones when you're pregnant, but it's not something that is good, especially for a pregnant lady. And I went back home. Everything was okay. I was not spotting anymore. And when I get home, everything was fine as well. And then later, I think it was around 7ish, 7:30 or around 9, my mom had came back from work. I went to the bedroom again, and I saw that the blood is still there, like I'm still spotting. And I told her, and she was like, you know what, just to be safe, let's go to the hospital. We bolted to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they did check me. It was empty, shame, like I'm not gonna lie. There were like not a lot of people. I think on the gynae ward, it was just me and the other lady. And yeah, they took the blood. Doctor came and he put me on the scan. He put like his fingers and the other tube on my vagina to check. And he was like, this is a threatening miscarriage. And he was like, there's nothing that they can do. It's either it progresses over the days or it stops. It depends, and there's literally nothing they can do to stop it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was supposed to go back to work in like 2-3 days. I was gonna come back to Joburg and go back to work. And he was like, no, you need to come back so that we can check you. I was like, no, I won't be able to do it because I need to go back to Joburg. Yeah, so he gave me a referral letter to Rahima Musa, and he was like, I think that is where you should start doing your antenatal care, because this might progress. So yeah, I came back. Vomiting was still there, guys. It was hectic. It was hectic. I couldn't eat. Everything was smelling, especially chicken. Yo, I was smelling oven. I remember that I was not going to the work canteen for like 3 months because I could smell the oven. So the food, for me, it was tasting horrible. And I remember at a time that I could still drink maheu, try to drink water. Or mango was still on season. After I came back from KZN, I went back to work, and yeah, it was on Monday. And then on Saturday of that week, my friend had asked to come to my place because she wanted me to help her with something. So on Saturday, I woke up and I just cleaned the house as normal. I wanted to do laundry and everything. So my partner was not at home. He had went to a shopping center close by to get like few things. So when I was standing on in the kitchen on the sink, I felt like you know, when you are on your periods and you feel that your the blood is coming out. I felt like that. It was a small drop. I thought maybe it's urine. And when I went to the bathroom, I checked my panty and it was like full of blood. And as I was preparing to sit on the toilet seat, the blood started coming out. You know, when you pee, when you pee, like the blood started coming out. This was a lot of blood with like a few clots. Guys, I started panicking. I was panicking, and I started crying and praying. And I remember in my prayer at the time was that, God, please save my child. Like, please save my child. Yeah, it was hectic. And I called my partner and I told him that, okay, I'm bleeding, please come, we need to rush to the hospital like immediately. So he came in no time. He was home and he found me in the bathroom crying, and he was like, you know what, like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? I told him that, can you pack my bag, like my handbag? And then yeah, we took everything, my ID, everything, and then we rushed to the hospital. Went to Edenvale. Oh, before I went home, we had went to the guy. And remember, I said that the GP told us to book another time. So went to the guy and we've seen the baby. Everything was fine, and the guy had recommended us to another doctor, to a private doctor, to a private guy. And she was like, okay, we can go to this guy, but we can decide whether we want to do it private or want to do it public, because we didn't have, or we still don't have, a medical aid. So yeah, at the time I had not decided on whether I'll go private or go public. We still had to have a conversation about that. So yeah, I went to Edenvale. When I get to Edenvale, you know the process of registering. Yeah, I did that, and then I went to an casualty on image to see the emergency doctor. So the doctor checked me, and then again he was putting like his fingers on my vagina, which was fine. I just wanted help at the time, and he put me on the scan, and the baby was moving fine, heartbeat was fine. And he was like, he doesn't see anything wrong, the baby is okay. My cervix is closed, so it doesn't really show like there is a threatening miscarriage. He told me that he was not comfortable to discharge me, so I'll need to be admitted, and the doctor can decide whether I go home or not, because the blood was still coming out. So yeah, I went to the gyne, it's a gyne section in Edenvale. And then I waited. I waited for hours for a guy. So the nurses were like, no, we can only like give you a bed once the doctor has seen you. Yeah. So I waited until the doctor arrived. So the doctor checked. He put me on the scan, same as what the emergency doctor did. He put me on the scan. He didn't put his fingers on my vagina. He put me on the scan and he was like, your cervix is fine, your baby is alive, your baby is kicking. Baby was playing non-stop, like you know, those movements, and that makes me feel better. I'm not gonna lie. To see that the baby was fine, it made me feel better. He asked me if I was having sex. I was like, yeah. He was like, when last? I was like, I think it was in the morning. Yeah. He was like, okay, I think you should stop for now and see, because that might be something threatening the bleeding, because the baby is fine. And he was like, okay, fine, abstain for now and see the progress. So that is what we did. Went back home. That was the last time I experienced bleeding. I was 14 weeks pregnant right after I entered the second trimester. So second trimester was actually not as bad as the first trimester. As much as I was experiencing severe morning sickness, it was better than the first trimester. Second trimester, I was able to eat. I was able to cook. The oven was not smelling as much as it was. So I had like a lot of cravings, which was one or two things that I remember. It was, I used to crave fish aways. I used to crave my dumbes. I used to crave like cabbage. I used to crave Thai. And the thing is that when you're pregnant, you eat those things a lot to a point that you get tired of those things. But second trimester, I felt like myself again, even at work. Like they could see that, oh, shame, she's feeling better than at first. We told the team, I think I was 14 weeks pregnant, just after I came back from KZN. We told the team that I was pregnant and everyone was excited. And you know, when you're pregnant, people start making jokes about your baby and everything, being a mom, expecting mom. It was fun. With the fact that like at work they knew that I was pregnant, it made me feel better, and it made me feel like safe, and also to maneuver like the the morning sicknesses. It was really better for me. After I came back from Edenvale, I started going to the public clinic for antenatal care, of which it was fine. The baby was progressing very well. And then at 26 weeks, we went for a scan, and that is where we found out that we were having a baby.
Huh?
Please explain now. Do you see that?
There's leg.
Yes?
There's leg and there's parts.
Okay.
So it's a girl.
Seems like you always wanted a girl then.
You can see the little lines there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. These are girls look like hamburgers. On scans.
Okay.
Which was an exciting moment. Oh my goodness, finding out a gender. I was very excited. I don't know about my fiance, like his reactions are very weird, I'm not gonna lie. But for him, it was like he just wanted a healthy baby. Baby was progressing very well, everything was good. So yeah, we did a scan. It was an exciting moment. Like I was happy with the fact that I was having a girl. I always wanted to have a girl, but at that time, because of how I was feeling, I just wanted a healthy baby. That's all. So after that, I was still experiencing severe morning sicknesses, and every time when I go to the clinic, they'll ask on how am I doing when it comes to my morning sicknesses. Because guys, at some point I felt so dizzy, and my sugar level was very low at the clinic. They had to put me on drip. So all those things, that is what I used to experience, and it was so bad. So yeah, they will ask on how my morning sicknesses, because they knew that okay, they were like severe. I'll tell them, they were like, okay, every time when you experience those kind of things, just go to the hospital. And at some point I went to the hospital again in my second trimester, because I was vomiting, guys, all the time, and there's nothing really that they did. They gave me the pills to stop vomiting, of which I got at the clinic, and they didn't work for me. and they gave me an injection, I don't know for what, but it still didn't work. Yeah. Come that trimester, guys, that trimester, a lot of people, they say it gets better. For me, no. On the second trimester, I would say that few weeks of my second trimester, they were like really amazing. I felt like myself. Come that trimester, I started experiencing dizziness again. It used to happen at work. I'll go to work feeling okay, feeling fine, energized, and the next thing, especially in the morning, and you find that I had breakfast and I've eaten like a fruit, the next thing I feel dizzy, overheating, and I'll feel like I want to sleep on the floor. And I don't know how I can explain that feeling, but you feel dizzy, and yeah, the sugar level will be low. And what used to help me was to, if I'm wearing a jacket, to take out the jacket, to drink water, or to have like an apple, and just to relax. At first, when it happened, they sent me home. They're like, no, go home and relax. Yeah. And after that, I was able to monitor it when it happened. But my third trimester, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it was not as easy as my second trimester. First trimester was worse. That trimester I was tired, always tired, extremely tired all the time. And I'll be fine in the morning, as I said, and the next thing I'm feeling otherwise. The next thing, like, I can't do anything. And yeah, and what I experienced also in my third trimester was a toothache. For a week or two, guys, I had a toothache. I thought I was going crazy. It was bad. So yeah. And then again, I experienced flu that made me go to the hospital on my third trimester. I was coughing non-stop. Yeah, and I was still continuing to take my my preg omegas and those pills that they give you at the clinic. I continued to go to the clinic, of which it was okay for me. The problem is that, you know, in public clinics that you wait. If you go there, if you're not number one, you're gonna wait the whole day to be assisted. But I'm really grateful for the nurses. They were very helpful. Yeah, and the support that I got during my pregnancy, from my fiance, from the family, from the friends that knew. And what I did was to isolate myself. After I experienced bleeding in my 14th week, I isolated myself and I focused on my pregnancy. And also because I felt like I was not relating to anyone. When I was explaining how I was feeling to people, especially to women, I could see that no one has really experienced what I experienced. Their pregnancy was maybe much easier than what I was going through, and especially at work, they could see that it was bad. And the support that they gave me, like everyone who was around me at the time, of which I'm so grateful for. So the isolation for me was to focus on myself and not to listen to a lot of people, because I felt like I was being punished. I'm not gonna lie. At some point I felt like God was punishing me because my pregnancy was so difficult. How I felt was difficult. Trust me, mentally, emotionally, I was okay. Like financially, I was okay. I was able to buy anything that I wanted to buy to feed my cravings. My fiance was feeding my cravings all the time, but physically, shame, it was a roller coaster. It was bad, and I used to cry and say, when he asked me why I'm crying, I'm like, why do I have to feel like this? Yeah. And one thing that like really made push me, or that made me calm during my pregnancy, was the fact that I was looking forward to meet my baby. And irregardless of how I was feeling, I was looking forward to meet my baby, especially in the third trimester. Besides going through hectic morning sicknesses in my third trimester, when I couldn't do anything, when I was so tired, I couldn't wait for this little human to come. Yeah, third trimester again, as I said, I experienced flu. which led me to hospital. Toothache, I had to go to the doctor was like, unfortunately we cannot take your tooth out. Yeah, I had to drink pills that were not working. It was crazy. And guys, I feel like pregnancy is really not it's not nice. At least mine was not nice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But towards the end, you become so tired. I was so tired, I was so done. I was just praying for a healthy baby. And what was exciting also the most was to feel the kicks. Like, I started feeling those minor kicks when I was 20 weeks, 21 weeks, and it felt so good. Like, it felt so good. And that bond that you make with your baby, yeah, it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. You look forward to hold your baby and to be a mom, and you prepare yourself like all the time. Like, every step you like, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. And again, the support that I had was amazing. In my corner, in my little corner, the support was amazing. And I felt like also isolating myself was it was the best thing that I ever done, because I got to focus on my pregnancy and not to think a lot about how I'm feeling, and yeah, just to go through it. Because this thing of like looking forward for the change, you know, that is what happens on your first trimester. People will be telling you that no, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. When it doesn't get better, you feel so frustrated. I used to be so frustrated. I'm like, okay, when does it stop? Until I think I read on YouTube that some people they experience morning sicknesses throughout the pregnancy. And I was like, you know what, let me chill, let me relax. Yeah, but also being scared made me to isolate myself after what I experienced with bleeding. I was like, you know what, I just want to see my baby. And yeah, that trimester, that is where I started to buy clothes. I only bought clothes for the first week, like for the hospital. And yeah, also because I was scared of the unknown. I was like, you know what, I want to see my baby first, so that and after that I can buy everything. Yeah guys, that was my pregnancy journey. It was not a smooth sailing part of my life, but it was a very healthy pregnancy. And I only got to know that because I thought I was going through the most. I only got to know that on my last checkup at the clinic, and they're like, you know what, your pregnancy is actually good. You're like, you are fine, your baby is going well, you're gonna push. And yeah, because wow, I was open for anything, C-section, natural. I was like, you know what, I'm okay. And yeah, on my next video guys, I'll be talking about giving birth, my birth story. Yeah, please look forward for that. And please do subscribe, like, and watch this video until this is the end. And please do share this video. We'll see you on my next one. And please do comment, how was your pregnancy? What did you feel like? Is there anything that you relate to what I've said? Because wow, for me, I felt like I was going through the most. Yeah, but we are here, we are happy, baby's here, baby is healthy, mama is healthy. Like, I've never been so happy in my life like I am now. Guys, having a baby, being a mom, it unlocks a different kind of love that comes with like beautiful moments. Yeah, it's just good. Thank you guys for watching this video. I do believe that I covered everything. I know it's not gonna be everything, but I've covered most of the things that I wanted to talk about, unless if it's something that I forgot about. Yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I love you guys, and thank you for your support. Please do consider supporting my channel and do it to other YouTubers as well. I will see you on my next one. Bye for now.